let us know. These are from parents of the kids because they read the book with their preteens, and they can't wait for my second book. And, of course, they're already hitting me on, well, what about the third book? When's that coming out? Maybe you'll get that out before you get out the second one. So you can create them. But a lot depends on, A, how you market it, and B, most important, is that your characters call out to them. When my mother used to go shopping, she would tell me, I don't buy anything unless it sings to me. And then I'll go and buy it. Well, you have to make sure whatever words you write is going to sing to your audience. And they'll wait forever.
Right. And they want, like I said earlier, people, if you're planning to be an author and you're thinking about book number 1, start thinking about book number 2, 3, 4, 5 down the line, because you must go into the authorship process believing that you are going to have a book series or a number of books just not be a one-hit wonder. My daughter is an author, and to tell you the truth, I didn't realize how much she had written or how prolific of an author she was. But the last time I talked to her, she'd already written about 50 different books, and they range from children's books to poetry chapbooks. And some of them are actually quite unique, and a couple of the books are just hilarious. I took off the mom hat and put on the reader hat, and I was like, wow, this is funny stuff that she'd written. So again, you can become an author, make it a business in terms of, a business just means that you're planning on making money from it. If you're not, then it's just a hobby.
And you don't want it to be a hobby.
Right.
Because you put too much time and effort. Writing is hard work, folks.
Right. Writing the first time, you have to try to dump it, and then you have to edit it and polish it, and it is a lot of work and a lot of personal energy goes into writing it. And then, of course, you need to put that personal energy into marketing the book. And for many people, that is the hard part of the whole process, is because it is a never-ending cycle. You're writing the book, you're editing the book, you're publishing the book. And then, of course, you have to get it out there so that people can find your book to buy your book.
And if you're doing a radio show, you have to do the same thing with your radio show. If you want to build an audience, then you're going to have to aggressively go out there. When I started this station, I was the only woman who owned a network of radio stations online. It was unheard of. And for the first 7 years, it worked, and then things changed. Social media came in, and you really had to start working ass. And I haven't quit working ass since then. If you want anything to succeed, you have to go out, and you're the one who's in control. You can hire people to help you, but you're the one who either makes it or breaks it.
You're right on that, Lillian, because the personalities that people are listening to the shows because of the personality. Because, for example, you bring a certain energy to the radio broadcast. You ask a certain type of question. You add in the layers of content that make it really, really interesting. And you, of course, when you're talking, I'm listening to what you're saying so that I can respond and add to what you're offering. And I think that is really true. All radio shows have a personality. And it is called work for a reason because
yes, that's something else.
You have to keep showing up. But the beauty of being a talk show host or being an author is you're typically doing something that you're passionate about and that you love. So it's not work anymore. It becomes like, this is my day. This is part of my life. Every day I get to talk to new people. I get to learn something new. So it's very exciting to be in the position when you are talking to new people on a regular basis. I love it, and I feel very blessed, and it energizes me to know that, oh goody, I get to talk to Lillian today, or I get to talk to this person about whatever it is. And I always find out not only new things about them, but I find out new things about myself. And again, think about our audience. They're listening, and maybe they got one little golden nugget out of our conversation, and they can go out and it made a difference to them. And that's what I'm always looking for. You know, I always think of that one person that I made a difference for today. And I know that there's at least one person out there.
I have to tell you, we got our first person into the chat, and they're from Radio Airspace, and they're listening on their Android.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Welcome.
So we've had that one person. All right, we're going to wrap this up. So, Tamara, tell everybody what you can do for them, where they can find you, what other irons you have in the fire. This is your time to brag.
Okay. Well, you can find me personally on Facebook, Tamara Patzer. So friend me. My company is Total Audience Market Immersion, which is a long acronym that means I help you get found online. I specifically work with authors and coaches and speakers who want to get this massive footprint, which I call Blue Ocean Authority. And I named it Blue Ocean Authority based on the concept that you can create your own blue ocean, which means that you can create the image and the authority and credibility that makes you the standout from everybody else in the whole world as that one person who could have the answer to someone's problem. So that's Blue Ocean Authority, and that is the website that you could go to. So for authors, what I help you do is I actually help you create that marketing plan. And I want to emphasize it's a plan, not a website or a one-off thing. I actually look at where you are at today, and then I help people create a foundation, a marketing foundation, and a plan that reaches out at least 12 months to 24 months into the future, so that you know what you're supposed to do every step of the way. And I can point you to free resources or paid resources, but I help you develop that plan. And as far as the radio shows, multiple radio shows, Business Innovators Radio, you can contact me at my personal email. It's just my full name, Tamara Patzer, Tamara Patzer, Patzer, @gmail.com. Just write to me there if you're interested in that. Or if you are a woman entrepreneur and you'd like to share that story of my reinvention journey, definitely contact me. And I'm actually working on another show called My Spiritual Destination for a local spiritualist church. And we're looking for people who are either intuitive or psychic or healers or light workers, those type of people in the world. And I interview you about what that means. And I have talked to some very, very interesting people, angel intuitives. And believe me, I get actual goosebumps sometimes and chills when they tell me things. And so I know it's very interesting. So I would love to talk to anyone who's interested in help for marketing their books, or if they would like to be interviewed on Business Innovators Radio or any of the other shows, reach out to me. Again, just go to my Tamara Patzer @gmail.com email and say, hey, I heard you on the show with Lillian, and I'd like to know more.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. I have a pretty good idea for us maybe to consider for a real estate show, but that's outside of this. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, if you would like to hear this all over again, please go over to youtube.com, PWR Network LLC, PassionateWorldRadioNetwork.com, where passion meets reality. Incidentally, that's what I'm known for in the trade, is passion and getting things done. And you can also at facebook.com/PWR Network LLC and twitter.com/PWR Network LLC at _CAULDWELL. And before you go away and stray, Seneca had this to say: men trust rather to their eyes than to their ears. The effect of precepts is, therefore, slow and tedious, while that of examples is summary and effectual. Thank you all very much for listening. Radio Airspace, thank you very much for coming in this morning. And thank you all for listening. And remember, please keep listening.